This is Silent Whispers, a place where words fall softly, yet echo deeply. Join us, subscribe, and experience stories that speak to the heart. And Sam stepped off the bus into a village that time seemed to have forgotten. The streets were silent. Not a single car or pedestrian in sight. The houses leaned like weary old men, their paint peeling, their windows staring at him with dark, hollow eyes. A strange heaviness hung in the air, as if the town had been waiting for someone to arrive and he was the one it had been waiting for. Every footstep echoed unnaturally against the cobblestones, and a cold draft carried a faint, rotting scent. Sam walked toward the village square, where the fountain sat dry and cracked. No water, no birds, not even a stray leaf disturbed the silence. His own voice, when he called out, seemed wrong, bouncing back at him with a hollow whisper. He tried to rationalize. Perhaps the town was abandoned. Perhaps it was an old tourist spot, but instinct told him something was deeply, profoundly wrong. The silence pressed down like a physical weight, making his chest ache with unease. The inn stood at the far end of the village, an ancient wooden building with a faded sign swinging in the wind. Sam pushed open the door, and a sharp creak split the silence. Inside, the air was thick with mildew. Tables sat empty, chairs appended, and a fireplace long cold stared at him like a hollow eye. Every shadow seemed to shift slightly when he wasn't looking. The guest book lay on the front desk, pages brittle with age. Only one entry remained. July 1973. See last travelers through Elden Hollow. Sam swallowed hard. Decades had passed. The village had been dead for years, yet something was alive inside it. A shadow shifted in the corner. Sam froze. Heart hammering. A dragging sound, soft but deliberate, came from somewhere above. "Who's there?" he called. Only breathing answered, heavy and uneven. His mind screamed at him to run, but his feet were frozen. Then he saw movement behind the windows. Pale faces, pressed to the glass. Eyes hollow, lips parted in silence. The air seemed to thicken. The shadows moving closer. Patient. Watching. Waiting. Sam crept down the dark corridor, every step groaning beneath him. At the end of the hall, a room opened into moonlight. There she stood, a girl no older than 10. Hair wet and tangled. Eyes black as the void. She did not move, did not blink. Her gaze pinned him in place. "Should here," she whispered. But no sound followed her lips. Only the cold certainty in her stare. Outside the window, the streets were no longer empty. Shadows moved. Hundreds of pale, contorted figures limping, crawling, dragging themselves forward. Silent, yet desperate in their watchfulness. The shadows surged into the room, not speaking, not screaming. Their eyes, pale and hollow, begged him to run. Sam stumbled back, panic rising. The girls stepped aside, revealing their mass as it filled the hall, crawling toward him with unnatural, slow grace. He ran down the stairs, past the tables and chairs that now seemed alive, reaching for him. The inn's door swung open, and the village outside was no longer empty. Hundreds of watchers, rigid in the moonlight, faces pressed into fog that moved like a living thing, waiting. Sam ran as he had never run before, through winding alleyways and open squares. The fog pressed against him, thick and icy, alive with unseen hands. He stumbled over cobblestones, tripped over roots, yet never slowed. Behind him, the village did not chase in the ordinary sense. The silence itself pursued him, cold and suffocating, carrying a weight that made his chest tight. Only the faint glow of distant headlights promised escape. Hours later, Sam reached the main road. A car appeared, its headlights cutting through the fog. He waved frantically. As the vehicle drew near, he looked back. Elden Hollow was gone. No buildings, no shadows, Only the curling fog, low and living, retreating but watching. The driver asked where he had come from. Sam's voice cracked like glass. Elden Hollow, he whispered. The man frowned. There is nothing there but fields, yet Sam could feel it, the village's eyes. Still following. Patient. Silent. Waiting for the next wanderer. Even miles away. The silence followed him. At night, he could hear faint footsteps outside his window, dragging across the floorboards. Sometimes, a voice, brittle and hoarse, whispered through the fog, "Why are you here?" Sam never returned to Elden Hollow. But in his dreams, the village waits silent, watching, patient, hungry for the living who wander too close. Every sound, every shadow reminds him. Some towns do not forgive intruders. Some silence is alive.